Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Roblox here. Just doing another check-in video here. Don't have too much to cover today, if I'm being completely honest. Just kind of giving you guys an update on where the account is at and kind of the progress that I'm making. So, as far as the tournament is going, we're looking really good. The champion training tournament, we need 5,000 points. We're at 4,243. Now, I'm not using the trick. If you don't know about the trick, I'll give you a quick rundown of it. So basically, whenever you go to upgrade the rank, like if I was going to upgrade this Diabolus right here, I would put brews into each of these food, okay? But if you look, I don't have a lot of brews to play with right now. And so rather than kind of digging myself in the hole with brews, I'm just gonna, avoid, not do the trick and just grind up champions because I have a lot of champions I need to grind up. So, just getting food because right now, as far as food, I've got two 5-star food ready to go. This right here is about to be my next 5-star food. I just need to get them leveled up, right? So missions, huge jump. I think I talked about this in another video, but basically I was just behind a little bit of a time gate. Um, so I needed to do a series of missions in the keeps that reset over time. So able to knock all those out and was able to take a huge jump. Now the only thing I'm stuck behind right now is the missions. That's what we're talking about. Okay. The only thing I'm stuck behind right now is the uh, Fire Knight dungeon mission, and this is something I should be able to do with a little bit of energy. However, I'm saving that energy or using it elsewhere, I should say, um, because it benefits me more right now to focus my energy on the tournament because I really want to get this rare champion, the HP burner champion. So, 800 more points, that's one day's worth of farming. So, logging in tomorrow, especially, I'll get a huge rank up from 4 to 5-star. That's 100 points right there. So, when I get the next 4-star champion and then I can take this from 4 to 5-star, that's going to be a bunch of points and that's going to give me a really big boost. So that's just going to be spending some energy throughout the day tomorrow. But I've been patient with it. I'm not rushing it or forcing it, and I've been able to save resources that way. So I haven't used a lot of my potions, my energy potions. So I've been able to save those up, which has been pretty valuable to me. Now there are some challenges that I could probably get done. I didn't realize until um, oh, well, I did do a challenge today to get 100 more energy. Also, huge progress was made in Doom Tower. So I didn't end up using all my keys yesterday on Doom Tower, which I probably should have done. But I did manage to beat the spider boss. Took me a couple times, but I did beat Nether Spider, and now here we are with some more stuff that I could potentially farm up. And so, these are rewards practically free, right? And not costing me any energy. I just got to wait. So good resources there. Clan Boss, this is the big update. This is a really, really big update. So Brutal, previously we've only been able to 2-key a Guardian chest, but if we look at my total, I did 14.87 million on my 2 keys in Brutal, and that is enough now for the Master chest. So now I have got myself up to a higher level in Brutal with my 2 keys. Likely, I could 4-key the Grandmaster chest, but not going to, mostly because I don't think it's worth it as much on my account. Although the 5-star gear could be a difference maker now that I think about it, because I think on a hard, there's a lot of 4-star gear, and that's mostly what I've been getting. It's mostly just been getting thrown away because I'm just at the point now where 4-star gear really doesn't help much on my account. I tend not to put that on any champions if I can help it, but you know, eventually I'm going to get a larger influx of champions and need to spread the wealth a little bit, I feel like. So, But yeah, I'm really, really proud of that 2 key on Brutal. Now, part of that did have to do, I think, with the affinity switch. So that does help me a little bit there. Um, with that second key. But either way, um, we're slowly getting that progression, getting a little bit further each time. And what I'm excited about is once I get the new champion or the Selenia Nightcloak, who I'm really excited about. I feel very confident that this is a champion because what I can do is I don't have to do um, lifesteal gear on this champion. They basically have built-in lifesteal kind of in their kit. Uh, Doing that on top of Leech, which I currently bring in my comp as well. And then we have HP burn for 2 turns and an extension by 1 turn. So once books are put on this champion, it's going to help. And then they do get some turn meter boost every time that debuff is activated. So this isn't a champion. I'm sure there's probably some discussion about this champion being viable for speed tunes. But you just have to keep this passive in mind when you're doing that because that could be a bit of a setback to the champion. But it's easy enough to work around because you know when the boss is going to take a turn, so you know when Selenia gets that 5% buff. So she could, help you out there. Um, the only thing that would make her better would be like an HP burn activator or something, right? But that would be insane. That's a legendary champion, and in my opinion. So, um, I definitely feel confident going for this champion and building them up for um clan boss. Now I might wait just a little bit, level them up slow, and wait and see what I do pull during the upcoming 2x event. I did have a comment on YouTube. Somebody asked me if there's a 2x event coming out. I tend to follow a lot of the content creators and watch their content as much as I can. And Hell Hades said there was one coming up next weekend, so that's going to be the first weekend in October. Um, so the 6th and the 7th and the 8th, there should be a 2x for ancients, and I have quite a little bit of you know ancients saved up, so I'm pretty excited about that 2x event because I do get to pull quite a few shards. um and at the very least I'm going to build up a lot of 3-star food, which will be speeding things up there, and that'll help me collect a few more mystery shards because I mean, I'm practically using them as soon as I get them, just to keep getting the food for my food, so that I can feed my food. And so, anyways, um, excited about that. We'll see what other kind of events start coming up here in as we go along, but um, really kind of happy with the progress on my account. Very, very happy. I do think that HB burn is going to add a lot to that account. Um, or to this account, I should say. Other than that, there's really not much that I've been doing. Once I finish this tournament, or not finish, because I'm not gonna go for. I should go for the legendary book. If my account was just a little bit older and I had like brew, in the 50 to 60 brews, I would use the trick and go for this legendary book. This is a very achievable legendary book. I think it's 10K on my main account. Um, but it's definitely um it it's been taking me a while. I've been doing this as soon as this tournament dropped. I started leveling up my champions, and a lot of things are holding me back. Energy, of course, holds you back. Um, Part of it was maybe I wasn't using my energy smartly during the tournament. I do want to point that out. I'll admit this is kind of a mistake because I was leveling up my apothecary. A lot of the energy that could have been going up to leveling the food, which is fast points, was going to the apothecary. So, like, if we look at the way the tournament is scored, um, level upgrades for a 6-star, each level is 8 points. But when you consider that like once he hit 40, it would take two or three, well, probably two runs to get a level, and then as he got 50, it took like three or four runs to get a level. So that's when you equate that to champions that in four runs can level up 10 times. That's actually more points here than what I would have got here. And these are all not completely accurate numbers. I wasn't analyzing it or studying it. These are just rough numbers in my head. But he was kind of taking up a spot in me leveling up my champions. Plus, I don't get the rank upgrade points that I get from ranking up the 2 stars to the 3 stars and the 3 stars to the 4 stars, etc. So definitely some holdbacks there. So I could have optimized my tournament attempt a little bit better, but I was basically looking at it as I can complete this tournament while also completing my current desire in the game to be leveling up my champions. And leveling up the apothecary has given me huge progress in other areas of the game. I truly attribute my apothecary to being why I'm able to two key brutal right now, and that's going to fluctuate. Some days I won't be able to do that. It's not 100%. But apothecary is where I'm getting the progress in Doom Tower, I feel like. No real impact in arena, but my dungeons, if I was to do dungeons, I'm actually going to be able to do Fire Knight at a much higher stage now, simply because I have an apothecary to bring that shield down faster. Um, so once I get this champion, uh, Selenia, once I get her, and then is she a dark elf? I haven't been paying attention. No, she high elf? Yeah, kind of disappointed that she's high elf just a little bit. But well, no, that'll help my faction wars quite a bit. Um, Once I get her going and get her built up, and we can kind of see how effective she is on clan boss, that might lock in my clan boss team for just a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm gonna, clan boss team is done, but my idea of a killable team, and not a, and I mean like a like absolutely killable, like you're just trying to pump out as much damage before everyone dies type of team, is pretty much an HP burner, a poisoner. I have both of those. Uh, Support champions to keep people alive, and a debuffer, right? So my debuffer, my decreased attack, or decreased defense rather, comes from Deacon. I have my poisons from Kale. I'd have my HP burn from Selenia. I have heals and speed from both my Deacon, but also from Apothecary, and then I have increased attack. Well, oh, and then Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is probably going to stay in the team. I'm probably going to have to take Spirit Host out. I am going to experiment a little bit. I'm probably going to use multiple keys to experiment and see what teams perform better, um, just in a general sense, to find out if losing the increased attack is worth gaining the HP burn and also keeping Sun Wukong. The only reason I would keep Sun Wukong is for Brimstone, because that does so much damage, just 250,000. Now, Brimstone doesn't um, proc all the time, and so sometimes he'll do 1,000,000 damage, sometimes he does 800,000. It could be pretty big gaps in his damage if he doesn't land Brimstone, because it's a very small percent chance to land it. So a little bit of kind of playing around with that to try and get the optimal damage out of the team. But I do think that kind of him being in the team is better. But I'm going to experiment with it. We'll leave Spirit Host in for one run, do the run, take Spirit Host out, put Sun Wukong in, do the run, and then see what happens. And who knows, maybe my team is just better without the HP burner. But I do feel like the HP burner is going to be able to contribute quite a bit on the account. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much everything on the account. Really excited about the progress on Brutal. Even if it doesn't hold up, at least we know we're capable of doing it. We just got to squeeze out those extra bits of damage, and then it's just it's a tweaking game at this point. Like, you just want to make little tweaks. You don't want to burn it all down and start all over again. You just want to be like, okay, with this comp, I did this much damage. Let's sub in this champion and see how much damage I did. Oh, I did 5 million more damage. Okay, that's the comp that we need to have, right? Then once you have your mind made up, once something, well, I'll talk about that in a second. Once you have your mind made up and you say, this is my clan boss team, I'm committed to this team, so now we want to slowly start increasing the speeds. We don't want to screw up our tune, right? We want to make sure that certain champions go before other champions, right? So in order to keep that going, we don't want to mess with, we want to make sure that we're, let's say, like, one thing I have going on my account is Kale, right? Kale is my damage dealer. So I'm actually keeping him slow. Like, I could 6-star these boots, but I'm not doing it because it makes him too fast and he outspeeds the champions that I want to go before him. So I'm just keeping him slow. But once I start, okay, well, we have the team now, so I want my Kale to be faster so he can do more damage. So we want to bring him up. All right, now I need to bring these guys up. So I may have to take some gear off of them that's really good gear to get speed gear and things like that. So there's different, it's a give and take. Something I see a lot of people do is just, you know, Hell Hades gave all these champions 5 stars on Clan Boss, and they just throw them into a group and say go, and then they do 10 million damage, and they're like, yeah, and it's like, well, that's not good. You need to be doing and it's because they've got like 3 supports and 1 DPS. So they're just like, oh, but they're 5 stars for Clan Boss. It's like, well, they are, but they're looking at the hero as an individual hero or champion. Like, you're not looking at the big picture. You need them working together in sync, where you're making sure that certain champions are going before others, or else what's the point, right? Ally Protect doesn't mean anything if Ally Protect is used immediately after the clan boss takes a turn and it falls off your champions before the clan boss attacks. Right, guys? Like, that's where you got to find that right speed tune so that your champion goes last in your rotation before clan boss takes a turn. And that's what the calculators are all about. So those are conversations for another video, another time. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to build an unkillable team on here, or a speed tuned team, and we can go through those steps together, and you can kind of see the thought process behind that. So, yeah, there is a challenge I think that I can do. Let me look this up real quick. Win a campaign battle using 4 champions of level 60. No, I don't have that yet, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I thought there was a challenge that I could do. Equip. No, I can do that one, but I don't want to because of silver. I already did. All mine are fully ascended, right? Yeah. This is the problem. I don't like that the challenges, the way they work sometimes, can be annoying because I need to fully ascend someone to 6 stars, which isn't going to happen until I get another 6-star champion. Oh, and we're coming up on my monthly as well, which I'm super excited about. That's going to give me a pretty big boost. Remind me, if you guys don't see a video from me soon about advanced quests, remind me to touch on this. because this is an area where I fall short of. You know, if you're a free-to-play player, ideally you want to be doing all of these advanced quests, but I was very focused on doing them early on, and then I leveled up too quickly. So, for example, using silver keys in the Doom Tower, you know, right? Like, not necessarily something I could have done a week ago. And then use 12 crypt keys in Faction Wars. If we look at Faction Wars right now, I don't have any champions. Um, so, oh wait, I do have a Skinwalker. What am I saying? I'm glad I did this because now I can farm this. So, excuse me, sorry. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and that's gonna get me some more progress because these are great tools. I don't want to go too in depth on the advanced quests, but once you're able to do them, you can consistently get some resources that are really going to help your account. Um, because you can start building up for these 4-star, 5-star chickens, these books. You know, it'll take about a month, but you'll be able to do that. So, anyways, we're gonna call out a video. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, any thoughts, comments, anything you guys want to share, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please do like it. That does help me in like an algorithm sense. It gets me a lot more views. And that helps me reach a larger audience so I can help people that are struggling in this game because there are actually still, you know, it's an older game, but there are a lot of people that are still struggling. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.